As the first rays of dawn trickled through the curtains, Emily awoke to a chilling silence. She lay in her bed, her heart pounding, her mind a fog of disorientation. The events of the previous night were hazy, like a distant nightmare. She called out to her family, but her voice echoed back at her, unanswered. Pushing aside her heavy blankets, she swung her legs over the edge of the bed and reached for her phone on the nightstand. The screen remained dark. Panic surged through her chest as she tried to recall what had happened. She remembered a loud noise, a thunderous crash that had shaken the entire house. But after that, everything was a blur. Emily stumbled out of her bedroom and into the hallway, the cold, wooden floor biting into her bare feet. She noticed something odd. All the doors and windows were boarded up, as if a storm was approaching. Her confusion turned to dread as she realized there was no way out. "Mom? Dad? Jason?" She called out again, her voice quivering. No response. The house was an eerie, stifling tomb of silence. She rushed to the front door and tugged at the boards with all her might, but they wouldn't budge. Panic set in as she pounded on the wood, screaming for help. Tears streamed down her face as she realized that she was trapped, isolated from the world. Desperation fueled her actions. She grabbed a heavy vase from the hallway table and hurled it at the living room window. The glass shattered, but instead of fresh air and freedom, all she found outside was a thick, impenetrable darkness. Tears gave way to terror as Emily's mind raced through the possibilities. What could have caused this? Where were her family? And who or what had barricaded her inside this nightmare? Hours passed as Emily explored every room of the house, searching for clues, answers, anything. Her anxiety grew with every moment, and she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched, that something sinister lurked just beyond her vision. As nightfall descended once more, Emily huddled in the corner of her living room, clutching a kitchen knife for protection. The house creaked and groaned around her, the ominous sounds amplifying her fear. Then, from the shadows, a voice whispered her name. "Emily." She froze, her breath catching in her throat. It was her mother's voice, but it sounded distorted, unnatural. "Mom? Is that you?" She quivered. The voice grew louder, more sinister. "Emily, you can't hide. We're here with you." Tears streamed down her face as she realized the truth. Her family was here, but they were not the same. They were something else, something malevolent. She had awakened to a living nightmare, trapped in a house of horrors. In the suffocating darkness, Emily knew that her fight for survival had only just begun.